I know. I'm a nut. So, basically, in the black community, it's just like, we're coming from slavery. We're coming from where people can't really express emotion. Think about, those movies that we watched when our ancestors were enslaved, or the stories that your grandparents or your great grandparents told you, about when they were enslaved. And, think about the mentality of, how they felt, what they thought love was, and what they thought affection was, and what they thought discipline was. Because in their mind frame, I'm going to beat you until you comply is discipline. And then, but love is, okay, I'll make sure that you got food and that you got shelter over your head. Because as a slave, what else can you really offer? So then, even after freedom, and that's their mentality. So then, of course, they're going to beat when they have children, and, they're beating their children because they want their children to, and they probably rather beat their child than if they were a slave, than have their slave master beating their child. So just do as they saying. If you do what they say, they won't beat you. If you do what they say, they won't beat you. Now, we're talking about physically. Now, if you shift, but physically, that's still in our mentality. As black Americans who were once brought here from another country and then enslaved into this country. But we're American. We are American. We were born here. Our ancestors were not, but we don't even know where our ancestors were from. We really don't know. So as black Americans, we really don't even know what our identity is. We have just been complying to whatever they tell us. We doing whatever they tell us when we learn it, and so that we won't be in pain and hurting. And when we come out, we got to smile and act like, but most people, they mad. So you're going to see that, and you're going to think, all black people mad, and they angry, or they're rageful. It's in us. It's in us. Like, we've never had the fair chance here as a whole. We've never had the fair opportunity here. When we can only see things from our own eyes. And if we try to change, and then, it's work. You gotta want it to try to change. But then whenever you're wronged in different ways, we still have to comply. Okay, you can't do this. You got to do this. You got to do it like this. Whether you're following a religion or a law, depending on the state, or the guidelines of a job that you're working for. They control where you go, whether you go on vacation, whether you can drink or do any drugs, honestly, because if they drug testing you, and then if you do go on vacation, they telling you how much time you got off. They telling you how many hours in the week that you can spend with your family, because if they need you when you on call, then you got to run to them. All for what? So that you can make enough money to just pay for the shelter for your kids. That's all. And your wife, or your family. That still kind of sounds like slavery to me. It still sounds like we've been brought to a place where we just have to comply and just do, until we shift our thinking, because then if I think about, okay, back in the Bible when, let my people go, and then we have freedom, right? Okay, well, once we get to the promised land, and it's a whole group, but it's the next generations, because we have to do what we doing for our next generations. The things that we do, Martin Luther King in his dream, his dream wasn't for him to see this in his lifetime. We not even seeing it in our lifetime. It's for the future generations, so that we can make a movement and a statement. Like, we all got purpose here, but we all just do in la la land, talking about brand names and what these celebrities did and why they fought and what they said. Who gives a hoot? Who gives a hoot what they talking about on Twitter? Twitter still relevant? That's crazy. I didn't even know that. Like, I'm not even into social media. This is my attempt to reach people and just kind of express myself, because I know people into this. But my thing is this: y'all be so into this that y'all missing out on life. You so busy taking pictures, getting dressed and dialed all up, getting your people and your family dialed all up, and then y'all taking pictures, and then all of that. Did you even enjoy any time while you were doing whatever you were doing? Because I know what it takes. I did that I used to do that. That's why, makeup, hair, makeup, skits, like the content, the videography, like all of this that y'all be watching, that's work. I used to do auditions and be in stuff, try to audition to get the part for dancing and acting and stuff like that. You gotta, and then when you do it, when you film, it's a whole procedure. It's a whole process, just like any other job. You got to get your hair and makeup done, and you got to go, and you got to know when it's your turn to do what. You got to know all the stage stuff and all of that stuff. So I'll just be thinking, when people be on here, they really working. They really is trying to do this. It's for show. So when people are just going on vacations and doing all the pictures and the most, it's like you using all that energy. But when y'all don't realize, when those entertainers do it, they getting paid to do that. And they that's what they do. That's, that's where they put their energy. But if your job is, if you are an executive, if you're an executive, and let's just say your husband works at a factory or something, and that's where most of y'all focus goes during the day. When y'all got time to spend time with y'all family, you rather just be doing videos and taking pictures than making precious moments. Of course, I love pictures because that captures the moment. But when you look at that picture, do you recall the memory of what was really happening in that moment? Or do you not even know, oh, that was another cute picture? Like all the pictures that I take and everything, and I take a lot. I know I'm taking it, I'm being strategic. I'm posting strategically. And I could tell in that moment, this is what was happening because I strategically posted it. And I knew what was happening, I don't have to put on a whole full face that I could. Like if I had production team here, like eventually it will be. And I got production team here and, everybody's on board, then yeah. The call time was this morning. This time we starting to film and this is what we doing. Heck yeah, I would have been up and I had some hair and makeup. Y'all think them Real House people, Real Housewives and Basketball Wives and all them, they got a whole crew of people that get them together. They don't really look like that, y'all. Y'all got to start loving yourself for how y'all look and who y'all really are. Stop being embarrassed about our bodily ways. Everybody poop. Everybody boo-boo. Everybody breath stinks sometime. Everybody gets sick sometime. Well, I don't know, because I met this guy one time when I was on a cruise. He was from somewhere in Asia. I don't know. I'm not trying to be funny, but I can't recall. But he had never been sick, and he was older than me. He said he never been sick, man. Stay in this lane. He's never been sick. It's because of their culture, and they eat natural stuff, and they don't eat the crap that we eat. Natural remedies. He's never been sick like the common cold. The one thing that they say, oh, we still don't even have a cure for the common cold. There's no cure for the common cold. They don't even get the common cold over there. All this time I've been sick trying to do holistic health and natural. Why is it that all of the naturopathic doctors and holistic doctors, why is it that they don't accept insurance? That's because they don't want us to get better. So you mean to get the real doctors that's really going to tell us how to heal ourselves naturally from what God created and put here? Insurance don't take that. We gotta figure out and come up pay a whole lot out of pocket to see them. But they'll let us go for free for somebody that'll just give us a prescription for some pills. Yeah, they'll pay for that. They sure will. And they're gonna make sure that we get all them vaccines and stuff. They're gonna call harassing us about it. Why they've been calling harassing me about them shots. Did y'all even look at my record? Because I have a rare autoimmune condition, and it's not wise for me to be putting the flu vaccine in my body. Did y'all look and see that? Because why are y'all trying to keep calling me, trying to get me to come in there? When y'all should know, it should be on my record. I'm not supposed to be getting that right now. We have to pay attention, man. Left and right is people just trying to get over on us, and it's all for the money. All for the money. Never be about the money. God will provide. God blesses us, you know. And I'm calling it. I'm calling all of the money and the wealth. Because God knows my heart. He knows my intent. He knows what I'm going to do with it. I've never been materialistic. I remember one time my dad, I wanted some Jordans when they was just like really in, you know. I was in middle school and I had moved back to Detroit. They real materialistic there. I didn't know nothing about that in Georgia when I was younger. Like, you know, I was still young too. Maybe it was because I was still young. But, you know, as I'm getting older in middle school, and then mind you, I had just been homeschooled because I was real sick. And then once I get to middle school, they started making fun of me, honestly, because I hadn't developed. My body's starting to look like that again, honestly. I didn't have no boobs. So, but, anywho, wait, hold on, let me make sure I'm going the right way.